Hey there, welcome back to our YouTube channel. In this lecture, let us discuss about state and how we are going to solve this problem. So let me jump onto the documentation, and here we have use state. What is this and how we are going to utilize it? Well, it's a hook. It's a default React hook. That means it is already there with React. We don't need to create a new function. We can just import it from React, something like this. So what it is going to do is whenever we are going to call this function, it is going to return us two important things, that is state and set state. Let's jump into code editor and let's see how we are going to use it. So this let we are going to convert into state. So let me import this. We can directly import this use state. It is going to by default import. I'm going to use this use state, which takes some argument. The argument is basically the initial value of our state. For example, I'm referring to count. My initial value is going to be 0. If I'm going to execute this one, it is going to return me two things. First one is going to be normal variable, which is going to refer as current state. In this case, what is my current value? That is counter, which is 0. When I increase the value in future, the current state will be 1, 2 as we move forward. The second thing it return is a function that help us to change our state. That means my counter, so it returns an array with these two values, count and set count. Don't worry, I'm going to explain both of them. So I have created a state and I'm going to refer this variable as count. It is holding the current value of my state, which is 0. And if I need to change this count, I need to use this function, which is my set count. Now if I want to increase this, I can say this set count should be increased by 1, 2, 3 and so on. This is going to be the function that is going to change this count value. So once we start working with practical example, you will get an idea on this. So that is the whole concept of our use state. The initial value is 0 and this is not a number. In future, if we want to use strings or arrays or objects, we can do that. So let's understand about this. So let me clear this stuff. And here is our count. Awesome. Here we are also demonstrating this count. Let me save this one, get back to my browser, and by refreshing, currently it is 0. It is 0 because the initial value is 0. When I give the initial value as 1, get back to the browser, the initial value is 1 because we are demonstrating this current variable. Now how can we increase this? Well, we can just pass a new value that you want. So here if I say set count, either count plus 1, something like this, it is going to increase the value. Now currently it holds the value, the current state value, which is 0. So let's get back here. Currently it is 0. If I click on this, it is going to be 1. Add. So it is. Now we don't need to re-render everything or reload everything. We don't need to figure out anything else. Our component is re-rendered automatically because of this whole use state thing. So this is updated automatically as soon as there is a change in value. I hope you got the idea. Now let me do one quick thing. What I want to do is I want to just print this in console. Let me save, get back here. So it is returning two things, the current value of that particular state and that function that help us to change that value, which is this count and set count. We can call this anything else, but we are following some standards, so you are not going to get an error, but it is recommended to use it. Set and then camel case. We need to follow camel case naming. So I have used that. So I hope you got the idea. And this was simple, and we can do something similar for our subtract. Let's say I have a function which will handle sub, and I'm going to set my count. I need to access the current state and -1. Awesome. Let me save, and I'm also going to save this as awesome. Let me save this and get back here, clear this up. So I'm adding and I'm able to subtract. You can see our counter is working fine. I hope you got the idea. Now before ending this lecture or discussing another topic, I want to get into my elements, like open everything. If you observe here, this p tag is re-rendering here. You can see the blink, this p tag is re-rendering. So what happen is, if you are using some normal method, if you are not using this state or anything else, this does not re-render itself. This whole thing does not re-render if you are not using this user state, and we don't know when to re-render or when to not. So React has given us this user state option that can help us to re-render stuff if there is a change of value or variable. That means the whole application is not going to reload, only the part which include are changing. Let's say I'm taking this p tag again, get back to browser again. So I'm adding this, both the p tags are re-rendering, both are rendering again. So I hope you got the idea. When I will refresh, the things will be gone because the default state goes back to 0. So I hope you got the idea. That's it for this video. We'll see some new topic in the next video. Thank you.